My name is Joe Williams. I'm here with Meng Su. Meng Su, we're so excited to have you come back to Austin, to come back and play for Austin Classical Guitar on October 2nd and 3rd. This is a thrill.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Joe. And thank you, Austin Guitar, for having me back again. I mean, every time we go to Austin, it's very exciting, and we have some friends there. So nice to see everybody again.
We talked and I shared that our season theme is open. We're being guided by this idea of being open. Now that our society was closed for like 16 months and our society is opening back up. Not only that, but maybe an intention of being open to new ideas, new discoveries. And you said that you shaped your program a little bit in response to this idea and this theme of open. Could you share a little bit about what that means to you?
Yeah, I mean, I love the idea of open. I mean, for myself, especially when the pandemic hits us, it was a big, change. And I was pretty closed up. And then I found a lot of comfort by playing guitar and playing music, basically. And I'm a traveler. I love to travel. And I think I, sort of transfer my travel heat onto the music that by playing all kinds of different styles, music from different countries, I sort of like, toured the countries with the music. That's why I kind of shaped all the pieces on the program, because those are the pieces that gave me most comforts during this time. And I think I really felt for them and they really connect with me. And they sort of brought me out of that, close kind of situation. It really opened me up. So I put some Chinese music in there, Seven Desires, and that's very spiritual. Also, kind of open myself and ourselves to the desires and to our minds for, like you said, new ideas and this new world we're living in.
I'm so curious. This piece that you mentioned just now, Seven Desires, is by Tan Dun. I know very little about it, but I'm so excited to learn more. Can you talk about that piece in particular?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that I just performed for the Omni series here in San Francisco last night and played that piece. And that was the first time I played an entire piece, because I used to just take, a couple of desires, not all seven. But last night was the first time I played all seven, and people loved it. And they thought, some told me that it was so spiritual and they got into it like every second the piece got their attention, which really made me very happy. I think, well, the piece was inspired by the ancient Chinese book, I Ching, a divination book, really text. I think the book was about to, try to understand the world, our lives, and the future. I mean, but with the program notes of this piece, Tandun wrote that, I mean, when I played, I also found out there's a lot of flamenco techniques, so from Spain, and also there's a lot of pipa techniques from China. Two very different instruments, but kind of similar, with the similar ancestors. They share kind of the same desires, of understanding the world and, be together with each other, different. So that's what I'm thinking when I perform this piece. Different emotions, obviously. There's many, like ethereal, sensual, furious, many feelings. And it's quite different from everything else on the program. So I'm really looking forward to seeing, your reaction and the audience reaction in Austin, if they like it.
Well, that sounds like such a journey. It sounds like such a powerful amalgamation of like not only the emotional things, but all these cultural things, the people and the flamenco guitar coming together. Another piece that is really special and special to you is a piece that Sergio Assad wrote for you. And it's called Sun Wukong's Tokata. Am I saying that correctly?
Sun Wukong, yes.
Oh,
Well,
sounds much
close.
more
That's
beautiful
close.
when you say it.
Well, if there's anybody into Japanese manga books, there's one called Dragon Balls. Uh, the main character Goku, he was actually inspired by the Monkey King Sun Wukong from this another ancient Chinese book, Journey to the West.
Wow.
So Sun Wukong is a Monkey King, and he's a great student of a monk with other friends. They were on a task to ancient India to get the valuable Buddhist sutra back to China. So they went on a journey, and the Buddha set up 81 tasks for them to overcome, to show their willpower and sincerity and their beliefs. This piece is about Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. He's so special. He's every child's superhero in China. So I remember when I was growing up, I always want to be like, well, if I had that superpower, I could be that cool, because he has super weapons, and he can. Oh, he also has 72 transformations, so which means he can turn into anybody or any object. And he has, so many cool things to do. So when Sergio asked me, do you have any idea that you could suggest? I immediately thought of the Monkey King, because by playing the guitar, I sort of think the guitar is very similar to that. With 72 transformations, the guitar can play any music, any styles, and could express a lot of different feelings. So I thought, very similar. I could be, a superhero in that sense. So yeah, I sort of loved the idea. He wrote a piece. It's about 7 minutes long, but it's in 3 parts, nonstop. The first part was about where the Monkey King came from, which is the mountain of flowers and fruit. So there has his theme, and the second part is about his 3 special weapons. Well, he has many, but Sergio only wrote about 3. So, and the last part is Journey to the West. It's written in 81 measures to represent the 81 tasks. And in the end, there's a little coda, which represents that eventually they, beat every, demons and overcome the tasks. They brought the sutra back to China, and they went into Buddhahood. And in the end, there was a really nice and fresh sound that I had to make with a tuning fork. And that I had to learn how to use it. I had to Skype Sergio a couple of times. What do you want here? What's the sound you're looking for? So you'll hear it. I mean, it's really fun.
I love that he captured the kind of like magic that's part of this hero, this superhero. You've put together such a beautiful program, some things that are familiar, and some of the pieces that you just described that might be totally new to somebody. I always like to ask artists, is there any advice you have for a listener when they hear something for the very first time? It's a really special moment when they experience a brand new piece. Is there anything that you suggest they might do, or is there anything that you do when you listen to a piece for the very first time?
Oh, that's a good question. First of all, first listening is really valuable. There's not going to be a first listening again to a new piece. So I would suggest anyone to be open. Really to listen for it and just to feel it. We have program notes, we have this and that, but eventually it's the feeling and what you see and what you hear of this piece and what this piece does to you. I think that connection is really, special, and it's different for everyone. So I would suggest, just try to like you're a blank piece of paper, and let the piece color you. And if you love it, you'll go for a second chance. go for second listening, you probably will listen to it more and more and more times. But the first listening is, I think I like to be, immersed in the piece.
Mm.
And whatever struck you first, well, that's fate. I mean, that's that's I Ching.
Wow. What a perfect way to bring all of what we've just talked about together. Such a beautiful empowerment for every listener, I think, to feel that ownership, to feel their own experience and their own adventure, to be their own superhero, to go through that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Meng. That's beautiful. Well, we can't wait to see you October 2nd and 3rd. We'll be live in person in Austin, as well as streaming on ACG's YouTube channel on October 2nd. Thank you, Meng Su.
Thank you. It's so good to play live again and play with live audience, and it's nice connection with live people. So
Yeah.
I can't wait for it.
For more information, just go to austinclassicalguitar.org. Thank you.